Right, Jack, first question is, how have you settled into life at Cheltenham?
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. We're moving into our place, I think. Well, we can move in from now. So me, Dylan, Billy and Barch will be living there, which is just by town. So that'll be really good. It's a great location, do you know what I mean? So it's not far from the town, the stadium and the training ground, so it should be good, and I really enjoy it. Everyone gets on here, good training ground, good facilities, so I'm really enjoying it.
Okay. Is your favourite Oasis song, do you know what I mean?
Didn't even know that was a song. No, it's not. That's all I can say to that.
Any favourite Oasis songs?
Not really. There's a few I don't mind, but no, not one in particular.
Okay. Haddock or cod?
Pardon?
Haddock or cod?
Haddock or cod?
Yeah. What do you prefer having with your chips?
I don't think I've ever had haddock, so I'd go with cod.
Right. Okay. Which professional player has inspired you the most in your career so far?
Being a midfielder, I'd probably go. Obvious choice would be Gerrard. I think everyone around my sort of age would pick Gerrard. He's just sort of the complete player. With his like defending abilities and attacking abilities. But yeah, I liked Joe Cole when I was younger as well. Obviously being a West Ham fan. Yeah, I really like Joe Cole. Obviously, he was sort of a similar player to me.
Joe Cole, similar player.
Yeah, Gerrard and Joe Cole.
Who's your favourite team growing up and why?
West Ham. Just sort of followed in my dad's footsteps. I've got two other brothers, and we all did. And I think my first game was Man United versus West Ham at Upton Park. It was 0-0. I can remember, a bit of a boring game, but yeah, most of my family are West Ham fans. So,
right. Which player do you rate the most at Tottenham?
Obviously, I'd have to say one of the players that sort of I've played with. Really, obviously, when I watched the first team train and stuff when I was a bit younger, it was Van der Vaart and Modric were just like on a different level. I know Gareth Bale's gone on to do what he's gone on, and people say he's one of the best players in the world. But what Van der Vaart and Modric could do was just unbelievable. Really, I haven't seen anything like that there. But closer to my age and that, I always thought Ryan Mason was the best, and I think everyone would say that. Really, it's just technically he was just really good, and I think everyone knew that he would get his chance. It was just sort of when he had a lot of loans as well that no one knows about, Yeovil, Millwall. But yeah, technically he was definitely the player that everyone knew was going to eventually come through.
Okay, are we going up, or have I wasted £5 saying we're going to win the league? Is one fan's question.
Can't guarantee anything, but yeah, I think after the start we've had in pre-season and now Wellis gone, everyone's just sort of brimming with confidence, and I think we've definitely got a massive chance.
Okay. Who do you think's quicker, you or Billy? Have you had a race?
We haven't had a race. I think on the stats on the test that we did, I think he might have beat me, but I don't like looking into that because Wrighty was quite quick on that as well. So I don't know. I reckon it's quite close, like on the pitch. I think we're both quite sharp. I'd say over 5 and 10, we're both quite nippy. I reckon I might have to say in.
Okay. You've been staying with the chairman, haven't you? Somebody's asked what's his cooking been like. Has he cooked for you?
No, he hasn't. He ain't really there, to be honest. This sort of, me and Barch have been left to it by ourselves and sort of done our own thing. So we've been doing our own cooking. Barch has sort of been helping me out a little bit. He's better in the kitchen than me. So don't know what his cooking's like now.
Okay, but a good host. Is he?
He has.
Yep. Which teammate has got the worst tasting clothing at Cheltenham?
It's hard to say because I haven't seen a lot really, because obviously it's just sort of everyday clothes coming into training. But obviously I know Dylan quite well, and I've got to say this because his clobber can be poor. To be honest, I think me and a few other lads in Essex have sort of helped him out a little bit, but he'll definitely be down there, I think, with all the lads at Cheltenham.
Okay, on the subject of Essex, if you weren't a footballer, would you be in Towie? If not, what other career do you think you would have pursued?
Would I be in Towie? If they asked me, I said this speaking to the boys the other day, if they asked me, I'd probably give it a go if I didn't play football. But what would I do? I don't know if I would have maybe gone down the uni route, because I was all right at school. I got quite good results and stuff, so I probably would have gone to uni, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Favourite holiday destination?
Well, I'd just been Egypt. It was the first time I went with my girlfriend, and that was really good. Sharm el Sheikh, really like that, and I'd probably definitely go back. So I'd say there.
What's the best game you've played in your career so far?
Best game I've played in. Obviously, I ain't got no first team games to name really, competitive ones, but our best game I played in would be my first year pro at Spurs. We had Arsenal and had a few big names playing. Had Fabianski in goal, Bellerin playing, Serge Gnabry, I think people will know him as well. Akpom, who's coming through Arsenal as well, and I sort of played up front. And we won 4-2. And I hadn't really played a lot that season. It was the back end of my first year pro at Spurs, and yeah, we won 4-2, and I won the penalty and scored 2 goals. So personally, that was the best game I've been involved in.
What's your favourite sandwich?
Tuna mayonnaise sandwich with no sweet corn. Everywhere I go, I have a little tuna mayonnaise baguette or sandwich.
Chinese or Indian?
Chinese, don't like Indian.
Have you got a trick or two planned to deal with the giants, cloggers and shin kickers of non-league? Do you expect to be, kicked around a bit?
Yeah, I think it's just all part of the game, really. There's going to be some big lumps out there looking to sort of kick lumps out of me and people like me and Billy when we get on the ball and look to try and make things happen. But I just think, yeah, we've just got to deal with it and try not let them get close to us, really. If they can't get close to us, then they can't get the ball. So, yeah, just use our low centre of gravity to get away from the big lumps trying to kick lumps out of us.
Can you pass and shoot off either foot?
Yeah, I've got to say that, ain't I? Yeah, I'm obviously a lot more right-footed, but I don't worry about using my left either.
There's plenty of midfield options here at the moment. If you could choose, which position would you ideally like to play? Which role in the team?
Before I come, I'd probably say I was more of a sort of topper. As we're playing a diamond, I'd probably sort of say I could play either side of the diamond or top of the diamond where Billy's playing, and I don't mind the top of the diamond either. It's a bit more of an attacking role, and you sort of get on the turn and get a centre half there. But the way it's going, I like playing on the side of the diamond as well. I think I've mentioned it loads of times, but I think it's working really well at the minute. The 4 we've got in there, it's working perfectly. So I like playing there as well.
Can you speak proper Cockney?
Proper Cockney?
Proper Cockney.
What, like all the Cockney rhyming slang? No, not really. Apple and pears, dog and bone. But I know a few of the basic ones, but Ruby Murray, I know a few of them. That's about it.
Were you disappointed not to be offered something when you came here in January? Because you played in a training game here, didn't you, in January?
Yeah, there was it was sort of a little bit of confusion regarding that. Was it January? Yeah, was that when it was?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say disappointed. I come for a game, like a training day, and I felt like I trained well and played in a little game at the end, and I felt like I played really well as well. And it was Paul Buckle at the time, who I know ain't really the most favourite man around these places. But yeah, I was due to come back, but because of the weather, I think friendly games against Plymouth kept getting cancelled because of the snow. So yeah, I suppose it was a little bit disappointing not to come back eventually, but the plan was for me to come back, so I wasn't too disappointed. It was just sort of one of those things, and then Buckle got the sack, and then obviously the opportunity come around again to play in the trial game down at Wadham Road, and not a lot was going on for me at the time. I'd just been at a trial game at Notts County, which didn't really work out. So yeah, and I played really well in the trial game and sort of went on from there. Gary spoke to me straight away, and yeah, it's been sort of brilliant ever since, really.
Yeah, has it changed a lot since January?
Yeah, definitely. I know they've mentioned it before about the like the atmosphere of the training ground, and I think it did seem so negative anyway. I knew Kevin Stewart here, who was on loan, and he liked it and loved the training ground and facilities and the stadium and everything about it. But I just thought, yeah, I could sort of tell that they were near the bottom. Like the changing rooms were quite quiet, and now I think everything regarding it at the minute, fingers crossed it stays this way, is just everything's just so positive at the minute. So everyone's having a laugh, everyone's getting on, training's intense, competitive, but with that bit of fun as well. So hopefully we keep it that way. Yeah, it's definitely a more positive place than when I come in January.